JustZoSho. I am your host, JustZo, and this is episode number 30. 30th episode, y'all. Hey, I feel like I should be popping a bottle or something. Just kidding. But yes, this is episode number 30, and I'm excited. I am happy that this is what we are doing. This is what I'm doing. So let's give a round of applause or moment of silence for however we go to do it. But yeah, I like that. I like that. And as always, we do remixes and mashups, and we do a little bit of something here and there. So if you have any comments, suggestions, or whatever, just feel free. Let it be known, and you can reach me. You can find me on YouTube and on Facebook under the JustZoSho. Just JustZoSho, SHO. And it's all one word. You know how it is. But yeah, just do it like that. Today, for episode number 30, I don't know if I actually have any thing specific or a special thing I would like to speak about, but as always, there's something on my mind and I want to get out there, and that's family. Family. I'm gonna say that's the backbone to our existence in a sense. Gotta have family, gotta be a part of some family. Whether we're blood, adopted, or whatever. Family. It can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing, depending on who you are or what is at stake. A lot of times people tend to let money dictate how they act. Or, just that's not how family should be stronger than anything. Shouldn't no money, fame, fortune, or anything tell you how you should treat your people or how they should treat you. Because that's not real love. That's not real family. That's not how family should act. Well, that's just my opinion. So but it is the JustZoSho, right? So I'm just speaking again, that family. Sometimes we gotta back up. Sometimes you just gotta give family space. Or give yourself space. For, you don't want things to escalate and go no further than what they already are, or whether you're trying to make amends with someone, or you're trying to start some kind of relationship, get some kind of relationship going with that individual, and they just not feeling it right now. They just ain't trying to do it. They want to do them. Keep in mind that we are all individuals. We are all people. So just because you want to do it on your time doesn't necessarily mean that they want to do it. You got to give people time. Because your time and somebody else's time is not the same. I don't care who you are. You can be identical twins. Your times are not going to be the same on who you are or what you want to do. Especially, like, for instance, I have a lady friend, and she's having somewhat of an issue with trying to make a connection with her son, with her adult son, of course. And, she's steady trying, and he just won't let her through. I said, well, sometimes you got to back up. You got to let that man be a man. You got to let him be him. Eventually he'll come around. But right now you steady trying to force something because that's what you want, but that's not what he wants. I mean, I don't know the dynamics of what went on with y'all, but let that man be. Let him do him. Let him work out whatever he needs to work out. And then he'll come around and that'll be that. You know, you can't make nobody, especially kids, you can't make your kids, you can when they're younger, but when they become adults, hey, it's a whole different ball game. They're still your babies. They're still your kids. You're going to always see them as that, but they're adults now. They're living their own lives. That's the part us parents tend to get mixed up and thinking that, hey, they still should bow down to our every command and all. And that's not how it works, because they are people. They're living their lives too. And you got to just back up. Now, sometimes when they're younger or whatever the case is, you may have had an issue trying to, see them, be around them and stuff, but that's neither. Well, you know what? Let's discuss that too, because I've known people who let others dictate how they should be or see their children. Whereas it's a guy who's married a new woman and she don't want the old kids over at her house because they're making new kids, and he's just going along with it. And that's just stupid. Or the woman gets a new stepdad in the house and he's the new man of the house, but he's just abusing your child like just beating them like they some kind of vagrant on the street or something. And that's not cool. You don't do that. You don't do that. But there's also those who try to corrupt the kids and have them siding with them while they be on their nonsense with the other parent, or they're trying to make the other parent's life a living hell because that parent doesn't want to be bothered with them. That's not cool. You don't want to have kids involved in any kind of adult situations because you forcing them to choose sides, but then you're feeding them lies and making them think that this kind of behavior is normal, and it's not. But also, you got to be careful of the things that you say and do. I don't know if a lot of y'all know this before. I've spoken on this before, but, I'm going to speak my piece on it and just say my part. Now, I have kids, of course, with women, and I was out there in them streets, so I was one of those guys that I didn't really have time to try to make a relationship work, try to be somebody's boyfriend and things of that such, even though I tried with one of them. And I just knew I was always on the go. I wasn't going to be there enough to try and be a boyfriend, let alone a father. But things happen, especially if you getting it in with somebody, a strong possibility your child is going to be born or formed or whatever. So make a long story short, ended up with some kids. Now, I love my kids to death, love them to death, do anything for them, but ain't too much care for the moms and all that. And the moms, I understand now that I'm an older man. Like, how could he love something that came out of me but not love me? Well, that's because that something that came out of you is a part of me. And I want to give them the stuff that I felt I never got. Of course, money, it seems like it's always the thing, but it's not just about money. It's about time and patience and, putting forth an effort, letting them see and feel your presence, letting them know that you are there. Like my main thing that I always wanted my children to know was I want them to know more than just who I am and what I look like. I wanted them to know me to a point where they hear a family story and they be like, that sound like something he'd do, or nah, that don't sound like him. But still, that was it. And of course, I wasn't always financially stable to make things happen. But I tried my best to give time and energy as much as I could. I hope I did a good job. I can't say I did or whatever, but I tried my best to let my kids know that I cared for them. And that was pretty much how it was until my accident. Now, when I had my accident, 2013, they were in high school. All three of them were in high school. So I couldn't really put my foot down and all that stuff like beforehand because, hell, I'm legless now. I can't run and catch nobody or anything like that. I mean, I could try to cuss them out or whatever the case is, but what's the purpose of all that? And at that time, I was going through what I was going through, so I don't know. It just made things a lot harder. So for that period, I had to, I guess, back away and let them experience what they were going to experience. And it was hurtful in the beginning. It was hurtful for a minute, but, you know, they came around. We both came around, I'm going to say. And things started getting a lot better again. Now, I say that to say this. Yes, I was dealing with their moms, and they knew my situation, things of that such, and I would tell them, you know, I'm not trying to be nobody's man. I'm just want to have some fun, this and that. Now, saying something like that, and then you exchanging bodily fluids with that woman, man, you can't be on that kind of time. Nah, because somebody is gonna get sprung, and it's not always the woman that gets sprung, you know. And when that happens, when you start doing bodily things with other people, feelings get involved. I don't care what somebody says. Okay, if it's a one-night stand, maybe not. But if it's a continuous thing, somebody is going to get serious about it or want to get serious about it. And that's when the problems start. So you need to be careful. You can't just say it. You got to do it. Because I was real good at being, I don't want to be with you. I don't want none of this and that. But 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, they call like, what you doing? What you want to do? Hey, and it's on and popping. So you sending mixed signals like a mug. You steady saying something, but your body is doing something else. That's not cool. You can't be like that. Not at all. So you gotta, can't just talk it, you gotta walk it. You know? That's just it. Gotta be adults about things. And, you know, I often joke, like, where the hell was I at in my 20s? Well, I couldn't find somebody like me when I was younger. Could have explained things to me because, hey. But nah, you know, hey, we all got to grow up. We all got to live life and got to experience things. You know, they say experience is the best teacher. You can sit and watch and see folks go through it all day. But until you actually experience it for yourself, you will never know how that feels. And I say that because, yes, I'm in a wheelchair, and yes, I had my accident in 2013 and woke up. You know, family, they can sympathize with you, but they'll never be able to understand actually what's going on with you. You got to be around people that, if not experienced a similar situation, they are in a similar state. Like me being with the disabled people, for instance, because, you know, I don't remember my accident at all. And I know I've mentioned this before to you guys, but I guess I feel like I need to go down memory lane for a little bit. I was in a hospital for like about 10 days, and I don't remember any of it. I don't even remember that day. I just remember waking up and my legs were gone. Yes, I woke up, sat up, and my legs was gone. From above the knee on down, and they were bandaged, and I'm just looking like, what? I mean, it still felt like my legs were there, but when I sat up finally, they were gone. Hell, I'm still feel like they're here now with this phantom pain, and it's over 10 years later, you know? This is something, man, hey. But again, like I said, family can sympathize with you, and don't get me wrong, they're going through their thing with it too, because you are a part of their family. You all are family, and they looking at you go through this. But you know, until you actually have, I don't want to say like-minded individuals, but you know, people that are dealing with that similar situation, you got to have somebody to talk to who's been through it, who's going through it, and y'all could talk about it. Somebody that will actually understand. Because like I say, your family, they can sympathize with you, and they'll possibly understand in a sense, but until they actually experience it, it's it's a whole different ball game, man, I'm telling you. Because hoo-wee, this disabled life is not nothing to play with. It's a whole new ball game. Whole new different game. I mean, it's just something. But either you gonna live it or you not. And I choose to live. And I've demonstrated that a few times. I mean, hell, I've been through I'm gonna say 3. Been about 3 comas. One of the more recent ones was the COVID thing, yes, the coronavirus, you know. That was one of the scariest ones. That was one of the scariest moments in my life, y'all. And I mean, we discussed that. I discussed that with y'all, but I feel like I need to go down memory lane again and just speak my mind. Like, I remember when it first hit, you know, they called it the coronavirus. And of course, we know Corona beer, and I'm not no beer drinker. So I made a little joke about it. I don't drink no beer. I ain't thinking about that. And, you know, give me a Crown Royal virus or something like that, you know, just being silly. But I remember that right when it first hit, that Kobe Bryant and his daughter had passed away. I remember looking at that on the news like, wow, that's messed up. And then I don't remember much after that. Now, I remember I had got a high fever. You know, I couldn't breathe a little bit and all of that. But, you know, I'm thinking it's just some kind of flu or whatever. Go to the hospital, get it cleaned up, get it cleared up, and I'll be back in effect in a minute. That was not the case, y'all. That was not the case. Because I don't remember anything after that. I know some time went by. I know they had me on a ventilator. They had me in an induced coma. And they were telling my brother some crazy stuff. And I just know I woke up in a hospital again, not knowing what happened. And I'm looking at these nurses and stuff. They coming in. Everybody got a mask on and stuff. And I'm asking them like, what the hell going on? What's happening? And they're explaining to me what happened. I had coronavirus. And I was there and I was on a ventilator and they had to drain, suck the stuff out of me and all. And I'm like, what? So I'm looking at the news, of course, and I'm seeing all these people dying from it. I mean, I just so-called regular people, not just people like, I don't want to, like us, so to speak. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, but people like us. I'm seeing people like high-ranking officials and the government and stuff were dying from it too. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is what I got? Man, I'm about to die in here, and I don't want to go out like this. Like, this is not fair. Come on, man. But looking at the news, and I mean, when the nurses told me, like I said, when I went to that hospital, that first day, I was in a regular room and everything. But it seemed like that next day or something, they shut everything down, put me in ICU, put me in an induced coma, and that was it. I mean, again, y'all, I don't remember none of this. Everything was told to me on what happened. And like I said, that was the scariest stuff I ever experienced in my life. Because afterwards, I still had effects from there. Like, I couldn't taste or smell. To this day, I still can't really smell that good. My taste buds is back, thank God. But I felt loopy like that first year and a half or so afterwards, and things just wasn't right. Like, I don't know, it just felt like a bad dream. And I don't know, people. I can't really explain it, but I didn't feel like myself no more. And I don't know. That's all I can say at the moment. That stuff was something real bad. I remember when I got home from there, and at the time, I was living in an apartment on 12 Mile and Southfield area. That's a busy intersection right there. That's busy. I went outside and didn't see no cars. None. It looked like a straight up ghost town. And that really scared the hell out of me. Like, oh my goodness, this is what we doing? Is this what's happening? Whew, I tell y'all, man, that was definitely something. But I'm glad I'm here. Still here to talk about it. Still here to talk about something with y'all. Still here to live life, because that's what it's all about. Love and living life. I still preach that. I'm still saying that, love, because there's not enough of it out there for us. There's too much hate going on. Y'all, let's get back on the love vibe. And I'm not saying no sucker for love type stuff. Hey, even if you are, so what? Love is love. And love makes things go a lot better than hate. Trust me, it does. Because when you do things for love, it comes out a whole lot better. Trust me, it does. Well, people, I think this is it for me. But before I go, if there's anything that I've said that you may have liked or disliked, thank you and my apology. This is JustZoSho signing off. Y'all have a great